This probably won't come as a surprise to anyone, but James Gunn's soft reboot of the Suicide Squad is way better than the original 2016 movie. DC was clearly trying to make their own version of the Guardians of the Galaxy with David Ayer's original film, and they failed miserably. The best part of the original film, Deadshot, played by Will Smith, is missing in action for the sequel due to him being too busy at the time of filming. Rather than recast the character, he's been replaced in a new movie by Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba. They basically did Deadshot again, except he's a worse father and he has a bit more to his backstory. Will Smith basically carried the entire movie last time, but thankfully the characters in the new movie are much better written, so not everything is riding on Idris Elba's performance. In fact, the beating heart of the story is Ratcatcher 2, played by Daniela Melchior. Both her, Idris Elba, and Viola Davis have the best performances in the movie. Viola Davis is back as the ruthless and cold-hearted Amanda Waller. Waller sends the Suicide Squad, the Corto Maltese, to find and destroy an alien weapon that can not only endanger the United States, but the entire world. Of course, Waller only tells the team what they need to know. I have to commend James Gunn for not taking the easy route and making the film similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. Gunn actually stays true to the premise of the Suicide Squad. There are a lot of character deaths, some of which you will see coming and some of which you won't. I love that, unlike the original Suicide Squad, they make it clear that these are terrible people. They don't just say, "We're bad guys," like last time, and expect you to believe it. The writers didn't try to forcibly turn them into a pseudo-family or make them into anti-heroes overnight. The team's heroic moment, of course, does come in the final act, and it feels natural. The decision the surviving members of the squad make to help the people of Corto Maltese is believable and is in line with how the characters are established. Gunn takes full advantage of the R rating and includes a lot of bloody action scenes that were really well choreographed. One cool scene early on involves John Cena's Peacemaker and Bloodsport trying to outdo each other in how they killed people. I'm sure there will be people like my brother who liked Peacemaker and would love to see more of the character, but for me personally, I wasn't crazy about the character. I still don't think that John Cena is a good actor, but it's not his worst performance. He has a couple of funny moments, and I like how he butts heads with several members of the team. Without spoiling anything, Peacemaker believes in achieving peace by whatever means necessary. I would say he's just as morally corrupt as Amanda Waller, and that they both believe that the ends justify the means. The conflict Peacemaker makes within the group and his anti-Captain America approach to obtaining justice and freedom for his country is what makes him a good character. If you've seen my review for the original Suicide Squad and the Birds of Prey movie, then you should know by now I am not a huge fan of Margot Robbie's portrayal of Harley Quinn, but the character does have a few funny moments here. Harley Quinn has her own cool action scene around halfway through the movie, which really plays on the fact that she is crazy. That's one aspect that the writers got right this time around, and they even touch on her falling out with the Joker briefly. I'm still scratching my head as to how Harley is beating down a bunch of dudes with ease, and I still feel like DC hasn't handled the character correctly in the past. Harley hasn't earned her independence from the Joker, nor any sympathy from the audience at this point. And I'm still trying to figure out how being crazy makes you an expert with firearms and hand-to-hand combat. She basically becomes a female John Wick during her big action scene. At the very least, Harley's dialogue is much better here, and the character works as comedy relief. The comedy was very hit and miss for me. The humor ranges from dark comedy to something as stupid and immature as a penis joke. The funniest moments came from the interactions between the members of the squad and the situations they get caught up in. Gunn even plays with the mental instability of his characters, such as Polka Dot Man, whose power is surprisingly a lot cooler than expected. Even though these people are criminals, Gunn manages to humanize a few of them, most notably Ratcatcher, whose backstory made me sympathize with her situation. This movie is a lot stronger thematically and looks a lot better visually compared to the original. The presentation is excellent, and I love how each chapter in the narrative is presented to the audience. The majority of the CG looks great, especially for Weasel, King Shark, and the other alien creatures. It wouldn't be a James Gunn superhero movie without a CG creature. This time around, I wasn't into King Shark as I was with Rocket and Groot. It looks cool and has a few funny moments, but that's it. I thought that King Shark and Ratcatcher, their relationship, I thought that would be a lot stronger than what it was. The character was just kind of there until someone needs to be eaten or for a comedic moment. Overall, the Suicide Squad was much better than what I thought it was going to be. The trailers didn't sell me on it, and if I'm being honest, I was ready to write it off as another failed attempt at bringing Task Force X to life. Thankfully, Gunn and the writers were able to make a movie that is action-packed, bloody, and humorous as fans expected. I definitely recommend watching this if you're a fan of comic book movies or action movies in general. If you've seen the Suicide Squad, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.